You're joining us on another evening explore. We've come to have a look around Staveley Works, the old Staveley Works site, or part of the old Staveley Works site, because it is it's a huge area, massive. You've probably seen it before in some of my videos. We've done the Staveley Works, old railway station, which is just over in that direction. We've got the old clock tower just in the distance there. Barrow Hill's just over there somewhere. It's just a scene of desolation. We're going to be having a look round. So what type of things, John, are we expecting to find, do you think, today?
Well, we're hoping to find some evidence of a mass of spaghetti sidings. So we'll have to see. We're going to keep it a surprise, but there's a few nuggets to find. There's not much left.
Excellent.
But yeah.
That's good. Of course, Staveley, it's a place I've covered a lot in the past. I've done a lot of disused railways in this area. And I've used the phrase spaghetti before. And I think that's a good headline title for this explore, spaghetti railways.
Absolutely.
That was John's idea.
It was my idea. I was saying, this whole area, if you look at it from above on some of the old maps, it is basically like a model railway in that they've tried to cram as much as possible into the space, and they've had to use curved sidings, curved track everywhere, and it is just something to have a hold when you look at it from above. So hopefully we'll find some evidence of that.
Certainly impressive, isn't it?
I'll keep flashing up the map or overhead shots so you can get some context of where we are. But let's just have a closer look at this 1933 shot from Britain from above. The still present clock tower is on the far right. We've got Staveley Works Station and the Chesterfield Canal at the bottom here. And that's what you might know today as Hollingwood Hub. Barrow Hill Roundhouse is top left, and the still active Midland Old Road goes across the photo top. Incidentally, the original route of the Chesterfield Canal ran straight through this wasteland before it was rerouted when the Great Central Railway arrived in the late 1890s. The growth of this vast industry of Staveley owes itself to the arrival of the canal in the 1770s. So what was Staveley Works? There's been mining and industry for centuries on this site, but its business was coal mining, ironworks and chemicals. I understand the part of the old works site that we'll see today was primarily a pipeworks in its heyday. However, this is just one part of the entire Staveley site, the last of which saw chemical production end in 2012.
Couple of bridge abutments here, John.
Indeed. It's the first clue of what's left of Spaghetti Railway.
You see metal plates there, look, see on top.
Oh, yeah.
So what line would that have been then on those maps? Is it just like an internal line crossing?
Yeah, I think it's an internal line like connecting two sites. With obviously an overbridge.
It's a River Rother.
The River Rother, which has been redirected in multiple places, but if you might have seen on camera, but if you look through there, that's where we're going.
Okay.
There's a bridge there.
And I did notice on the map, whichever generation you choose, it's taking a different course.
Yeah,
on every
river.
map, isn't it?
They
They've
redirected it. There was actually
times.
two bridges, one of which there is just no trace of because the river has been completely diverted.
That's the main railway line. That's the Midland Old Road. I've referred to that in the past, just passing over there. Barrow Hill Roundhouse is just the other side of that bridge. Just for some context, where we are. Are we off in there?
We're up here, yeah.
Super. Just seen an old yard lamp there. We're just on the other side of the railway fence on a public footpath. Blue brick structure is coming into view here. What is this? I thought it was a bridge. I did a bridge at first with some stairs going up it, but
it's a footbridge.
Just one end of a footbridge.
One end there, and then if you look to the right.
Oh, God.
That's the other side.
Could I miss that? Wow. So what's that crossing then?
Wow, there were mini lines here. Mini lines.
Is this a railway line?
Indeed it was. Now, I don't know the exact way to plot the course of it. I think there may have been some re-sculpting. So, we're there. That is the footbridge, I believe.
Okay. I'm right. Oh, that's right on the map, yeah.
So effectively, I think the path as marked on here is offset from where we were. We may well have just been walking along the old line.
Yeah.
As you can see, it does curve round.
Is indeed a track chair, two track chairs, the other side of the fence. So the other side of this railway fence, oh, that might be too far away for you to make them out. You can see two buffers just lost in the woods. That's a shame.
It's a pity. I've tried to see them more closely up, and you can't really get to them, to be honest with you.
We're not going to be going trespassing on this railway line. That is the railway, the live railway line's just there, so they're not too far away from the railway, but they are presuming it was a siding or something, was it, John? That's just
Yeah, we're part of a whole sidings complex. Staveley up sidings.
You can get a bit of a closer look at this side of this footbridge. I wonder when these complex lines closed. It's not easy. There's so much going on here. There's so many different strands and layers, different generations of history on this site. That looks like a telegraph pole there, because it's got, or a yard lamp or something. Is anything this side? It's still got some fixtures on. Look. Something bolted to it there. There's nothing at the top end. I thought it'd be like those that you find in Seymour Yard, the old yards there. You see all the lamps just felled in place that have still got all the fittings on the top. But no, not this one. So John's just looking at from the air. I'll put this photograph on screen. I have got it somewhere. All the land this side of the bridge here, we're just stood underneath this footbridge abutment here. All this land here was all sidings, you can see on that old photograph. This is walking through the site of all those sidings on that aerial photograph. The River Rother is just on our right hand side there. We're about to cross over the River Rother now back into the main, I suppose I call it the main Staveley Works complex. An old railway bridge over the river.
And there's multiple layers of history here, look, because it's wider underneath.
Have they put like a new top on?
I wonder if they have, yeah, because it sits higher as well, look.
Because, look, they've put obviously they've been driving lorries or something over here, possibly. And you see down there, there's the original bridge underneath there. It reminds me of that one at Bayton, the old Crown Mill branch, just in better condition. If there's a way of getting a better look at this bridge. There's some abutments there. Was this bridge a lot wider then than it was?
Wider or relocated?
All we do know is that there was a railway line crossing the river here.
But this was like multiple lines converged into here and then out from there. You know, this was the sort of the one route in and out.
So we're into like a concrete wasteland now, aren't we?
This is a massive concrete wasteland. It almost looks like a giant coach park or something.
And this is what I think of when I think of Staveley Works. Just an expanse of overgrown, well, it's just now an expanse of concrete, but it would have been buildings, works, well, everything you'd find in an industrial complex. Sadly, no more. It does pong a bit, John, doesn't it?
It's a stinky viewpoint, but it's a great viewpoint of this bridge.
Let's have a look at this bridge. So we stood on top of that abutment we've just been looking at, look, and there's the bridge we've just walked over. I think they've put like I keep saying, I think they've put a deck on top of that. You can see the original girder bridge underneath there, look. Whoop, it's tangled up there. And there, can you see that? But we don't know if it's one bridge, do we, or if there was another bridge at the side of it, because there's certainly some extended abutments.
Well, it's like a complete hodgepodge job, because you've got the steel bit at the bottom, and then you've got this weird kind of wooden panelling, like almost like sleepers.
Yeah.
Different, you've got your yellow sort of safety rails. It's just years of development.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they've taken lorries over the
Yeah,
top,
I would have
over the
thought
top
so.
of that, and they've just put that deck on and reinforced it. Oh, what have we found here, John?
Some rails.
Is it just two? It's just one set of tracks.
Let's have a look. For now, is that even a track?
I'm not sure. The
It's
track
a bit
or
wide,
runners.
isn't it?
There are two parallel. Use the word rail. Roughly the size of a standard gauge, but they don't go any further than that.
Yeah, I'm not convinced they're
No.
rails.
You see, there could have been. You don't know if they've got furnaces, if there's any machinery that ran on runners or something like that. I really don't know. There's probably going to be some people watching who had some association with Staveley Works, the foundry, etc., or even the chemical works, who might have some information about what we're looking at here. So do get in touch. Do leave a comment. And here's more rails. That is intriguing. See these rails here, John?
Yeah,
They're
they're
perpendicular
to those ones.
to those rails there.
Yeah, I suspect this is, again, some machinery or something.
And here's another solitary rail here, look. Just caught my eye in the trees. These aren't in situ, look, they're blocking
Oh, it's to cover
Yeah.
a drain or something.
drainage or
Some kind of massive thing.
Just for some context of where we are at the moment, Staveley Works station is just through there. You can see the pylons as a reference point. Oh, John, more
Oh,
double. Is that like
double, but that...
is that a point?
I don't think that's...
Or is it a check rail? So it doesn't go any further than that. Have they been concreted over? And
I'm still not convinced. Because look, this is definitely not a rail.
no, it's obviously foundations of where buildings and equipment once stood. Another girder set into the ground. These are a large area. It's just concrete now. It's hard to get any point of reference when you're actually on here, isn't it?
You could easily get lost if you didn't have Google Maps with you.
You know, I'll still use the phrase rails, but whether or not the actual railway line rails is another thing that's next to some gully there. But again, just one set of rails. What's this?
What is that?
Kind of well. Is it a shaft?
It's a shaft, isn't it? Can you water down there?
Yeah. It's very deep. That water sounds a long way away.
Yeah. Why have they left just this?
I understand that this was the fan shaft from the old Hollingwood colliery dating back to the 1860s. The fan was powered by a steam engine, but if what I'm reading is correct, this was taken out of use in the late 1800s. And if we zoom in on Google Maps, we can see exactly where this old fan shaft is. And we can even see this on the old maps from the early 1900s. And also on the old Britain from above photo from 1933. There it is, just in the middle of that triangle there.
Huge manhole. Don't get too close to it. It's a really eerie feeling to this place. These old abandoned wastelands. You can hear voices. We've seen a few people. We've seen someone walking the dog, someone riding a electric motorbike. But we could hear like voices and kids' voices probably coming from the canal or something over there. But it's just a really eerie feeling. Lots of crumbled red brick there. Something, concrete pad, foundations for something. Another one of them videos of walking around and saying, "Ooh, that's something. Ooh, that's something," without actually knowing what it is. It's Interesting just to have an explore, isn't it?
These are the most prominent things to date. But I don't know.
More rails. We got a bit excited at first. At sight of some of these old rails in the ground, didn't we?
Now they're like everywhere.
Everywhere. And there's a concrete pad here. So what's a concrete pad? Is that?
Well, this is wood, isn't it?
Sorry, wooden, yeah.
There's several of them.
Is it covering something up?
Well, these are like this must be some of the oldest parts of the site, perhaps.
In fact, there's several, look.
Yeah. What is it all?
There's 4. This one's quite a bit wider.
That's probably the most interesting thing we've found. It's just like some giant base of a machine or something.
Yeah. Like anchor points and things like that, hasn't it? They're again surrounded by like a wooden pad there.
There's another one as well. 2 of them.
Obviously, remnants of an internal road within the work site there. Road markings. This looks so modern, doesn't it? Look, this car parking space is all painted out. More road markings. I wonder if this has been something since this.
I reckon it has, yeah.
Yeah.
It was maybe the last part of the site's being used.
So it was my understanding that this part, this half of this area was the oldest, the earliest to close, because I remember the chemical works, which only closed about 2012, didn't it? Just that side, that's where they had it earmarked for that HS2 depot, just the other side of the clock tower building. There's no entry, another zebra crossing. What's that? Is that like a weighbridge?
I think it might be a weighbridge, is it?
Yeah.
It's definitely been built up here for a reason.
It's like an electrical fitting there, look. Is it electrical? There's a pipe. I don't know what the plans are for this site. I know that there's the Staveley bypass planned for a long time, hasn't it? Whether or not that'll ever go ahead, I think that's due to dissect straight through the middle of this site. But I don't know what the plans are for this, but you can guarantee in its current state, it's going to be even more overgrown than it is in 20 years. It's all these young trees, saplings, a bit like you see at Seymour, how much that, just the growth on all those, all the vegetation there seems to accelerate year on year, doesn't it? Just covering up the history.
So I think we've come full circle completely now, because I think, did we see those blue fences?
Oh yeah, is this the bridge abutment we were on?
This is the other side of the bridge abutment.
Right at the start of the video, we were still underneath those bridge abutments. So this would have been a railway line then, John?
At one point, yeah.
Tarmacked over.
But you wouldn't know.
An old wall. It's like probably some building at some stage. We're not seeing that many ruins of buildings. I thought there'd be more ruins of buildings on this site, but there's not. And that's a nice view, just overlooking the clock tower building there, isn't it? Double yellow lines.
Parking ticket, anyone?
I mean, when you walk around here, what a waste. You know what I was saying to John, they're building thousands of houses on greenbelt land, just a mile or two away, up Maston Moor. There's thousands of houses going up around Chesterfield and farmland. You know, what's the future for this? More rails. Look, there's like
This is the best we've found.
check rail in the middle of it there.
Is that a check rail?
Yeah. Again, it's just this is the longest section of rails we've found, but did it connect to anything? Could have been. There's a clearing down the middle there.
You can actually see these rails on Google Maps, actually.
Can you?
Yeah, they're actually quite visible. Let's see. Go to the other maps. So were these in the middle of this structure here?
Buildings either side on the old maps. Was there any labels or anything on those to show you what it was?
No.
No.
So that's actually that's the oldest. Perhaps that's the reason these are here, because they were actually inside.
You just don't know, do you? Again, there might not have been railway lines, as in railway lines that were connected to anything. It could have been an internal runner or something that they moved machinery up and down on. I really don't know. It's all guesswork, isn't it? It's probably, John, it's probably created more questions and mysteries for me this visit today than it has answered questions.
It certainly has.
There we go. We didn't turn up as experts, and we're certainly not leaving as experts. They've definitely been cut off, though, haven't they? They're not just disappearing under concrete. Those rails have.
Yeah, they've stopped.
They've been cut off. They've been removed down here. But here we go. There's another set of lines here that. Have we seen these ones already? Have we filmed these ones?
I don't think we've seen these.
There's 2 lines going that way there.
Oh, what? No, that's just...
2 lines going that way.
So this could be for a shutter for a door or something.
Yeah, it could actually, yeah.
But yeah, this... So, OK, we're going for maps.
This feels a bit wide. Again, just a short section. Just watching many of the exposed manholes. Wow, excellent find. So
That is a rail.
that is definitely a rail, and that's a bit
Oh,
more
that's a track
exposed.
chair.
Excellent. So is these track chairs buried in concrete, do you think, or do you think this is
I reckon
2
so.
track chairs?
There's 2
Or
on
do you
there,
think this
isn't
one
there?
was exposed? Just one, isn't there, though? There's no...
Where's the other rail? Bizarre.
It lines up with
Yeah.
that last bit, so in theory
Well,
they
actually,
must...
the rail is there. Look, that's
Yeah, it's buried.
Finally, this is becoming useful. Is that a rail?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mechanism.
Is this for some points or something, do you think?
Quite possibly, yeah.
So we've got the rail,
That's got track chairs in it.
and then, yeah, we've got something here with spring-loaded things that you typically see on points. Possibly.
Donkin. Not Duncan.
Donkin. Valves. Trying to nail down on a bit that there's not any glass. Yeah. So we've seen a lot of manhole covers, haven't we? Or from the manhole covers. This pipe, they're obviously pumping water or something around. Presumably it's water. Might be something else around the site. And that's the first one we've seen with something still in there. When do we stop filming
I know.
bits of old track, John?
Well, I think this is just so much better because it's.
We've walked past it. How did we not? We have walked past it, haven't we? We did come that way.
So is that in its original location?
Hard to tell, isn't it? It does make you wonder. You see ridges, like tram line ridges, in these concreted over areas. Makes you wonder at some stage if they've just been and concreted over a lot of the areas, just concreted over the tracks. Here, case in point, look. We've just been looking at those 2 lines just there. You follow them, look. It's been concreted over. I mean, if we follow this far enough this way, possibly, hopefully. No.
No, it's a ridge there, but there's like a tree. It's really hard to tell.
I mean, we're the other side of that turnstile now, but on the maps it does show a line clinging to this wall here, doesn't it? Is that same?
It's the same
track?
length, yeah. And it seems it's cut off at that point.
What are you doing, John? You measuring the
track gauge.
Measuring the gauge with that well-known industry standard of a walking pole.
Let's see if it matches that other gauge.
It does look wide. That does look
I
wide.
think it looks wide, but it could be.
I'm just leaving behind where we've just been looking around these pieces of old track, and we're at the back of Hollingwood Hub now. And what would I think would be a ramp up to the old Staveley Works station. If you do want to see the video that I put out, done a few from Staveley Works station, but I did this section of the Great Central Railway through here, including the station. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. It is a familiar spot, isn't it? Hollingwood Hub, the Chesterfield Canal. It's closed now. I don't know if I've ever been here when it's been shuttered up. Actually, it is 8 o'clock at night and the sun's about to go down behind the building here. Sure, interesting explore that, John. If you're into little lengths of track and concrete right up your street.
If you like concrete, tarmac,
Yeah.
that is the place to go.
Yeah, like I was just saying, walking around there, more questions and answers, more intrigue. But again, if anyone's got any information about what's going on in there, what have we seen, let us know, because it is a fascinating location, isn't it? The history to that place. And like I said, this is just one small part of this area. There's all the other side that had the chemical works, I think, over there, was it? The other side of the road from here. But no, thanks, John. Another pleasant evening. Nice early summer's explore.
Yeah, nice and warm this time, and great evening out.
So thanks to all my members, anyone who supports me, buys me a coffee, sends me super thanks. So from Staveley, bid you cheerio. Thanks for watching.